Welcome to Fiber Classics. Resurrect a piece of aviation history. Experience a new dimension in scale models. Let Fiber Classics make your modeling dreams come true. We asked ourselves, can a model builder really comprehend how much effort goes into Fiber Classic kit before it reaches this state of perfection? We concluded that all full-colored poster catalog didn't really say enough, but it does awaken enthusiasm. Our catalog has been distributed worldwide for years, and every inquiry is immediately answered. Prospective customers are of course always welcome to visit our display rooms, where any and all questions are answered in depth.
Geht's, guten Tag. Sie interessieren sich für ein Modell von uns.
At Fiber Classics, we place great emphasis on great customer advising and consulting. Who's more qualified to address your concerns than us? You'll find a visit to our factory a memorable experience. Just call and give us some advance notice so we can coordinate presentation of our display models with a tour of our production shop, considered by most to be the highlight of the visit. See for yourselves the sophistication and effort that goes into each highly developed masterpiece. Let Fiber Classics demonstrate what getting your money's worth can mean for you. Although computers are used in setting up the basic concept of a new model, and initial forms and plugs are shaped utilizing complex CNC technology, the real foundation of each model is through research of a full-sized aircraft. This means intensive study of original plans, 3 views, and as many photos as we can get. Only precise outline accuracy and fine detailing guarantees the dedicated aviation enthusiast and contest pilot total authenticity. Neither computer automation nor CNC milling techniques are any help achieving the minute detailing of complicated aircraft surfaces we demand. Indeed, the trademark which sets Fiber Classics apart from all competition is the representation of every panel line, every riveted pattern, every fastener, painstaking duplicated by hand, a time-consuming labor of love. Individual panel lines and riveted rows are drawn on the original CNC milled forms and transferred to thin aluminum stock. Before any metal panels can be attached to the initial model surface, their detail and scale fidelity is checked and rechecked in relationship to the rest of the complex aircraft surface. Each small panel is cut out and detailed with rivet and screw heads. Every type of rivet and screw representation requires the production of special die tools. This process is repeated hundreds of times, panel for panel, until the plug is ready for the creation of the negative molds. Undercuts, or back-tapered shapes, often require complicated separation lines, in turn requiring highly complex supports in construction of the negative molds. We often reach deep into our bag of tricks before a negative mold is functional and ready for serious production. Only the most modern high-tech materials, such as ceramic surface resin, aviation certified laminating adhesives, and most recently, laminating ceramics guarantee perfect copies of highly constructed aircraft surfaces. Molds made this way serve their purposes well for many years, and fiberglass components can never be better than their mold. In this particular case, the object of desire is the P-51 Mustang. A customer arrives waiting to see what makes Fiberglass's products stand out from the rest of the world's scale market. His visit makes him as a serious scale modeler with high standards. His wife can also take advantage of the chance to see what goes on behind the scenes. We'll show her good reasons to see Fiberglass's aircraft as an investment in value and time, in which Fiberglass does the lion's share of the development and construction. Hundreds of hours her husband will have spent in his workshop on a scratch-built airplane. Valuable family time she'll appreciate. We're proud to have our entire production operation under one roof. This allows innovation ideas and new methods to be quickly and continuously integrated into the production process. Our visitors haven't made up their minds yet, but we expect that to change during our tour. Here the molds for the Junkers Ju-52 are spread out in front of us, all 47 of them. The silver finish already applied, but not before each part has been cleaned and waxed. Each unit requires specific patterns for its composite layup. Templates are used to cut fiberglass, carbon fiber, and Kevlar materials to exactly the right shape. The finest glass cloth guarantees a smooth, unpitted surface, while carbon and Kevlar strengthening components to the toughest standards. The more precise the material is cut, the better the finish of part will be. Material for sandwich constructed wings must be cut to close tolerance to ensure the complex sandwich wing building process is successfully completed. The pre-cut materials are laid carefully into the form, which has already been coated with epoxy. We have to be familiar with the smallest corners and details of each mold necessary to produce perfect parts every time. The slightest neglect and the part is unusable after removal from the mold. Every move counts. Success depends on each step being done exactly the right sequence in the race against the clock. A race in which the utmost precision and craftsmanship are mandatory prerequisites. It may not be easy for our visitors to visualize the finished part, since we're only looking at the inside of the mold. Yet it's the clean inside of the laminate which proves highest quality of the production part. Total concentration is needed to avoid mistakes. Since Fiberglass employs only professionals trained in fiberglass production, our finished parts will stand the closest scrutiny. Epoxy, once mixed, only has a limited working time until the hardness process starts. A precise time plan must be developed to produce a complex component. Carbon fiber and Kevlar reinforcements must be precisely placed as prescribed by the aircraft designer to provide maximum strength with minimum weight. When the layup is completed and the mold halves are joined for curing, the job is done. Our technicians have an enormous amount of experience and know what our exacting customers really want. Most of the components of Fiberglass models consist not only of a simple shell, but bulkheads, formers, and other parts, which are made using computer milling techniques to ensure a precise fit. A Fiberglass model usually contains more than 100 such parts, which are glassed in place during the lamination process. The bond is several times stronger when installed before the laminate is cured completely, and the high degree of prefabrication on major components saves you lots of work too. All wooden parts to be installed by the customer are shaped to exact fit and packaged in logical groups, as well as all the other hardware included in the Fiberglass kit. The most exciting moment in the production process of fiberglass components is the release from the mold. After the mold is unscrewed, the upper half is carefully removed. The degree of metal surface realism captured in the aluminum colored skin is astounding. Looks just like the real thing. An initial vision check is made after cleaning up the cutouts and separation lines. Now totally removed from the mold, a finished front fuselage of the F-86 stands in front of us in silver painted perfection, almost all construction done. Our two visitors are impressed with the high quality of work being done to achieve a level of prefabrication unequaled in this business. All openings are milled and sanded in this workstation. A thorough quality control inspection rules out mistakes or irregularities. This completes the component production process. An extreme example of total prefabrication is our GB fuselage. Cabin window openings, access door, and stabilizer mount are already cut out. All wooden bulkheads are already installed. Even the two-colored painted scheme is done on a negative form. Let's look over the shoulder of our painter as he paints the first color into the mold. The masking is removed before the second color is applied. Fiberglass Wings pose the biggest challenge to our team. This is professional aircraft construction in miniature, starting right with the lamination process. Talented and highly motivated experts have every movement memorized. A perfect outer surface calls for very finely woven glass and precisely placed carbon fiber reinforcements do the job where strength is needed. Cloth pre-cut to close tolerance contributes to clean and accurate work. The desired glass to epoxy ratio can only be achieved by using the minimum amount of resin, which is weighed to the gram to guarantee the predefined weight of the finished component. A special high-density sandwich foam ensures a stiff outer skin with high rigidity. Cone-shaped carbon fiber spars are glassed into this sandwich, giving our high-tech wing its ultimate strength. The wing molds, complete with epoxy layups, are prepared for vacuum bagging. A membrane-thin flexible film is placed on the molds and tightly sealed.